Well, hello there. Thank you, Matt. Oh, take your time. Okay, so the show begins. What's going on at the Truro Mall? And I guess just going to drive by and get a sense of what is underway. Most of that's behind closed doors, I guess, but there are certainly a little bit going on inside and a heck of a lot more inside. So I'm just going to run through this. Hopefully you can keep us all awake after that big feed there. It's a lovely feed we put on there, ladies and gentlemen, in the back there. So thank you very much for that. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. So what do I do? Just, oh, I got checker. Great. Okay. So I guess I won't need my backup copy here, just in case technology fails me. Like it is right now. Do I hit this green button, or how do I do this? Good. There we go. Okay, I guess I'm gonna look at this. So at the end of June of 2021, these two fine gentlemen here purchased the Truro Mall. And so we essentially brought it from central Canadian ownership, you might say, to a bit of a local feel. So Doug and I, obviously he lives in Halifax, I'm here. So I'll give you a little quick rundown of, you have a sense of who I am, so I won't want to repeat all the other stuff there. But I've been here for, I think it was 16 years or so. Got transferred in here from PEI with Scotiabank, and after making the odd cold call to my little buddy Doug Harris down there, we made a deal, and I acquired their company. So that was my jump into building supplies. And it's been, you probably all know too, Doug was the prior owner of the Willow Street location, which I moved into about a year and a half later. And so Doug and I have kind of teamed up over the years in a few little ventures off and on, and he's still a valued friend and a great mentor, so happy to have it. On that's essentially who I am, but this crazy nut here, Doug Doucette owns RCS Construction, which is probably in Atlantic Canada, one of the larger commercial construction companies around. And we essentially really didn't meet doing this deal. We're just at the odd phone conversation. We're put together by a couple of guys that knew both of us and thought we'd be a good pair. So we essentially had this deal done just over a few phone conversations, and then of course it moved forward after that quite quickly. But so Doug has a fairly integrated company now, and he's got construction, he's into hospitality and restaurants and hotels and a few other little ventures, and he has a fairly integrated company that has a property management side to it. He has a millwright side, and where is he there? And he's got property development company. So all this kind of all feeds into this little line or concept to key. So RCS Construction is obviously oversees the work that we're doing at the mall. And I must say from my side, and even Home Harbor corporately, extremely impressed in how efficient this operation works. So it's really good obviously for me. I have nothing really to do with what's going on over there. All I got to do is sign the odd check, and things flow along well. So it's really, for me, from my chair, everything's really progressing very efficiently out there. This is, you guys have seen all this stuff before. I had some of these slides in for some of the stuff I had to teach some people in Ontario where Truro is and what it's all about. But there's a couple of, I just want to keep up here. I'm doing a good job. One thing says there, why choose Truro? pass this off so I can see. So the most cost competitive business location in any major city or town in Canada or the United States, according to the 2021 KPMG study in international business location costs. Like we have a lot going on for us. I don't have to probably shed that light on with you guys, but especially with the chamber. But like there's we're so centrally located, and the things that we have access to here makes Truro an area a really competitive spot. So I know I'm preaching to the converted out there, but for the most part, it's a great spot to do business, and hopefully that'll prove out with what we're doing out at the mall. I'm just going to skip over that one. So now here's something you may not know. I think it was Allison Grant. I think I saw her come here. I think she provided this to one of our people doing some work for the banks and all that kind of stuff, chasing money. But here's a stat. A 100-kilometer radius of the property covers the largest population of any major center in Atlantic Canada. So, and the numbers there at Truro, 695,000, Halifax, 627,000, Moncton, 330. So, for a 100-kilometer radius of the Truro Mall, we take in that population. It also stands true for 150 kilometers. So that's an interesting fact. And I thought, for being a central location, a hub of the Maritimes here, I think that's really a good stat. So I want to share that with you in case you didn't know it. You can take that to the bank. So that's all the buzz. Okay, so we've been working on a few things out there at our location. Three main areas, of course, we're focusing on is branding. So you're going to see a little peek view here of where we're headed on the branding side. So that hasn't really hit the street yet, but it's coming. We're, of course, we're assessing current tenant mix and identifying holes in the offering that currently exists with tenants. And of course, they're there. We've heard from lots of people of things they'd like to see. So we're obviously, building a list of tenants to go after. And really, we're setting our sights on filling the facility and soliciting for opportunities. So as it relates to branding, our new name is going to be The Hub. And we actually hired a company to help us rename the place. And I think we got a list of maybe, I don't know, a list of 10 names or so, 10 or 12 names. And so they sent it out and asked us what we thought. And Doug and I already were lined up on what we thought we wanted, which was this. So they sent out all these names, and they wanted our honest feedback. So the honest feedback they got from me was I didn't like any of them. And that was kind of echoed pretty much through what Doug had relayed as well, as I understand. So we really were stuck on the Hub, or the Truro Hub, simply because you're doing a great job. Good name, freaking me out. Who is this guy? You look at the Hub, it's centric. It's where things are happening. What we're kind of the nucleus of things and so on. So we're hooked on that, and that's where the branding is headed. And there's going to be all new signage put up out there, and we'll shed some light on that, and then we'll certainly be rolling here fairly soon. I'm going to get rid of some of the snow, and I guess I just talked about why we chose the Hub. So that's very much a Doug and I thing. So I guess the money we spent on the marketing outfit was for naught, but anyway, we still got some great insight. So the next thing, as far as assessing our current tenant mix, there's lots of holes out there, and we get it. But the holes are slowly being filled. You know, we don't have a retail food destination like a grocery store there. We have had some conversations in that regard, but if you look at the mall straight ahead of the hub on the right, there's an empty spot there beside Michael's. So we were kind of thinking that might be a good spot for a grocery store, but that didn't plan out on the short term anyhow. And then as things went on, we had somebody going in there. So there's a 13,000 square foot tenant going into that side, which unfortunately I can't say who it is yet, but it's a nice national tenant, and I think it'll be a good addition to that location. We have had some conversations with Nova Scotia Liquor as well. I personally would love to see a nice liquor store in there beside Mark's, a nice spot there, 138, but that we've had discussions, but I don't think it's going to happen in the short term. So that's right, if you look at the mall, right beside Mark's to the left, and we are really holding that spot for a special tenant, maybe a restaurant or a Nova Scotia Liquor would be great. So anyway, that's not going to happen today. There's of course pet supply, shoe store. There's no shoe store there. Heard a lot about ladies lingerie. I don't know if that came more from the men's side or the ladies' side, but either way, we don't have any ladies lingerie there. I guess we had one time. There's no financial services, restaurants, food offering, and a few more other things. So one thing that I guess is pretty obvious is there's opportunity there to bring tenants to that location, and we do have actually somebody actively involved with reaching out to both local and national opportunities, and we're going to continue to mine that for a little while yet. What else we got going here? Okay, Doug, there's some, down in Florida where he goes a bit, there's a large mall down there, and they have something called First Fridays. So the first Friday of every month, they close the streets down there, and it's a big hoopla, bit of a party, big sales and all that kind of stuff, and they promote events. And it's a big event thing, and the local people get to realize that first Friday every month we got to go here and take in what's going on there. So those type of events we're looking at, we've got a big property there, so there's opportunity to do things, volleyball tournaments, car shows, all kind of rigmarole. So we're looking at right now with events coordinating and all that kind of stuff, that we're going to be organizing that throughout the summer and as we get rolling into 2022. So there's going to be things happening there as well as a local hub of activity. Essentially is what we want to try to inspire there. Talking about the food court, so I kind of jumped in. Okay, so before I get to that, so we look at the mall, we got a vacant on both ends, where of course Sears used to be, and I guess it was Zellers at the other end, and what remains of Zellers. And of course the middle, in the middle being the food court. So it's, honestly, it's tired and dreary, and offering-wise is somewhat limited. So if you go in there, there's right now there's only 2 tenants. One was empty when we bought it, one is empty with it now, and I think there's 2 there. And those 2 that remain are doing quite well. So they're happy to stay. So what we want, this gives us an opportunity to look at this and see, okay, where are we, what opportunities exist in that food court. So we have a group who've totally redesigned it. I may not be able to see that, but it's just taking the place and essentially gutting it. So coming at the top here, which would be facing Marshland Drive. So we're looking at punching a door, an entryway in that instance, so people can come park in the back of the mall and then come in that door, get some food and dart out without having to walk all the way through the property. So looking at doing that, possibly a brew pub at the back with a deck or a market. We got a couple of concepts going with that. And then along this side here, your right side, 4 more potential tenants there. And then across from that there's potential for a couple more. So, so we have this concept drawing done up. We've been having discussions with some different hospitality organizations that may participate in this, so that's a work in progress. And so hopefully that'll come to conclusion here sometime during the year. But it's not, right now, it's not our top, I guess there's one group working on it, but my end is well underway, as you know. The other end is soon to start. And so we're actually underway now, I guess. So the center will be the next priority item. Okay, so looking for opportunities. So when we acquired the property, it was about a 55% full, I think, if I'm told that correctly. And with us going in there and moving some of those, we had to relocate 3 tenants up the hallways. And with what we got coming in, we are pretty much full, 95% full. So for us, that's not a bad return fairly quickly. And liking numbers, it's all about return. And so we're pretty pleased with where this is headed for us. And that doesn't come without, you know, a lot of hard work by a lot of people. And one benefit for me is Doug has a lot of people that are in this business, and we're certainly tapping into that. Okay, so there's a couple of other opportunities coming. There's a pad out front that we, I think, are very close to already signed with a food tenant, and we have a 2-story, 8,000 square foot on each level professional center that we're diligently working on, and with the town, and so far so good. Fingers crossed. It's and I want to put a plug in for the town because I still want them to approve this, but I have no real experience with this, and of course Doug, new to the area, so, but I must say, the support we're getting from the councillors and the mayors is for us it's very refreshing. And yes, you got to comply with certain things, but it's all really, how can we help you through this? And I must say, I'm very pleased as part of this project, and certainly thank you for that. Just don't change that process. It just kind of keep going positively. That'd work out great. We're looking at, so the professional center actually is, I think it's going to go. We're working on a tender, or RFP, which looks pretty positive right now. And we hope to start to break ground on that a little later on in the summer. And it will essentially be a tenant upstairs, and then open up for tenants down below, but sticking with a professional type direction. So, whether it's medical, dental, that kind of thing in the bottom. So. And I threw in Telsa over there. We actually, looks like we're going to sign them up, or they're going to join us in, where did I go there? They're going to join us in putting some sites out there for electric cars. So that's apparently a go, I think. So again, I'm not dealing with this stuff every day, but we certainly have moving forward with all these items here. So that is the location, and you'll see at your bottom left is where the professional center is, and to the far right, that pad out there, we got that, I think, signed up, and those big red places are all under agreement. So there's the gray areas are really the ones that don't have under agreement to them, it's almost really left vacant. And of course the one left of Marks will remain vacant until the right one comes along. We're to a point now, which I think is great, that we can be picky, and we want to be picky because we do have a hit list of tenants we want to bring to the location. And so we're somewhat limited as to what we can actually take in right now, but it's kind of a nice problem to have. Now here's, when we talk about the word mall, this is kind of interesting because Deloitte came out with a study earlier this year, or it might have been late last year. I'm going to read something here. The mall of the future will be a destination that feeds the functional requirements of our lives as well as our need to be social. It will be a thriving community where people live, work, play, and eat. It will not be your parents' mall, so much so that we might no longer call it a mall anymore at all. So that kind of, I guess, resonates with us as to what we're really trying to accomplish there. And try to, you can't change it overnight, but the property is definitely changing pretty quick for us. And we're very pleased with the uptick, certainly on our fill rate. But, and it's certainly for me, selfishly speaking, I'm obviously interested in that property for my business as well. And it gives us the opportunity to grow. And Willow Street at the time was a great location for us. It was a great an opportunity to expand that side of town. But we grew it a little quicker than we expected. And so this opportunity came up. And again, business is all about luck and opportunity. And that's a good opportunity for us, for sure. These are just a few pictures of, that's kind of a rendering of what the store is going to look like. So to your right, there's a design center, which will have, kids, like if you're going to build a house, or someone, is going to build a house and they want to get some ideas, there's going to be displays from both the inside your home versus your outside sidings and different applications, windows. See Carl Ballroll in here, great partner of ours, Coltech. So we're actually met with them yesterday, and we're looking at putting a nice display in, of course, the design center as well as the store. So very pleased that there's a lot of local companies around here that we really want to highlight on this store. And certainly Coltech has been a big partner with us over the years, and collectively together we're growing our book of business. The rest of the stuff is kind of boring, I think. It's just a floor plan. So I have a floor plan up here if anybody wants to have a look at it. I kind of blew that up. So this store is going to be about, I think about 46,000 square feet. So as it turns out, it's going to be, at least in the short term, the largest home hardware building center, at least in Atlantic Canada. So that's kind of a nice testament for our little town. But that won't stay the largest forever. There's stores on the drawing board now. So, but at the end of the day, it certainly gives us lots of room to expand our offerings and try to share a little bit with the community of what really home has. Because as much as you like to think you got your stores merchandised well and you're carrying as much as you can, you can't carry it all. And we're so lucky to have the Bird Distribution Center so close to us. Maybe Phil may think that might be more of a curse, but because Phil's here. But for us, it's great. It's a great partnership. We're able to get our hands on stuff that we may not have in the store today quicker than maybe waiting for next week's truck. So that's always a plus when you're trying to serve clients. So that's there. That's just a aerial view of the property. There's also, I think it was 7 acres across the road in the marsh there. Good spot for a horse barn if anybody wants to partner horses. Anyhow, that's it in a nutshell. I hope I was able to shed a little bit of light on what's going on out there. I want to also just add one more little thing. We hear a lot about how tough it is to find people, employees. And Joe Nicholson here with me, another banker. Joe's my general manager, and he's looking after all the hiring. And and he's been heading this up. We're listing on Indeed. That's really the main focus, the main thing we've used. And we've had over 400 applicants for this location. So it just keeps, it's amazing really. And it's all walks. It's not just, people that have been laid off or whatever looking for workers, really great people that are looking for jobs. And so for us, very, very pleased and flattered by that. We're looking to add, I think, about 40 some additional people to that new location. So yeah, the ratio so far feels pretty good. So I feel much more comfortable about looking for 40 people now than I did when I first started thinking about this. So it's yeah, it's great. So we need some people see Joe, because he got a few that we're not taking, so they can have a look at that. So we just need 40 of that 400. So all in all, that's essentially it. If anybody wants to ask any questions.
I have a question. You're saying what mall is going to be the hub, which is it replacing the one that's on Willow Street, or is it replacing both of your home hardware?
Good question. I didn't have that in there, did I? So what's happening is we are closing Willow Street and relocating to the hub. So I'm not closing Pictou Road. I can't see that happening. So it just it's really, Pictou Road is as you can appreciate, that's the business I bought. And by opening Willow Street, it never missed a beat. It grew and continues to grow every year. And that's a testament of the great people that are there. So yeah, we're still keeping Pictou Road, but relocating Willow Street. Yes?
Love your logo. It's going to make a really nice ice logo with the rec.
Pardon me?
It's going to make a really nice ice logo with the rec.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I'm not much into logos and drawings, but I like the name, and I think it works for what we're trying to do. All right. Oh, anybody else?
Just one question with regards to the continuing conflict over the years between the downtown and the mall, and any thoughts on the cooperative efforts between those two bodies that we both can benefit. I think you mentioned that when we went to your preview there last year, but you mentioned the fact that maybe cooperating on advertising, promotion, things like that.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I guess I wasn't really aware of conflict, but then again, I didn't own the mall until not too long ago. So, but I don't see that as a challenge, honestly, personally for us. I mean, like Doug's all about partnerships. Like we're all about trying to find a way to win-win for everyone. I think like there's lots of activities that are happening, whether it's in Bible Hill, around the rec. And we get so big land-based places that have activities, and I can see us participating with all of those. And we're not here to obviously drain the downtown. Downtown, has obviously a lot to offer, and we just, as long as they're happy, that's great. But there's ways to promote our community collectively. Certainly would welcome a lot of that. And I know like Dave Wallace, who has been working with from Tier 2, one of Doug's companies. So Dave's the front guy for all these conversations, and he's the guy that gets in front of council and groups and does all the sweet talking. So he's the guy that will be very actively involved with all those types of partnerships. But for sure, yeah, I can't see that being an issue at all. Spoke like a true politician. All right, anything else? That's great. Good. Thank you kindly. Enjoy your day, and don't forget to come to the hub.
thank you very much, Arnold, and sharing some of your secrets and still keeping some secrets from us today. But great insight on your plans and overall a positive thing for Colchester County. So maybe just another hand for Arnold and then the wonderful staff here at the Legion for putting on